Hi, I'm Hillary Stalder with Stalder Construction. Welcome to my house. I'm going to walk you through some of the renovations that we did last year to kind of open up the main area, the main living space in the kitchen to make this house feel a lot more modern and a lot more open and really utilize the existing square footage to the best of our ability to make it feel bigger than it is. So the first change that we made in the living space was an HVAC closet that used to be right here. We actually moved the AC into the garage, so just on the other side of the wall, and we demoed the closet around. So now instead of walking into the house into a drywall wall that used to be here, now you walk in and you have this huge expanse. So not only does it make the space feel bigger because you walk in and you can see the exterior from the front door, but it also just makes this area as you walk into the kitchen a lot larger and a lot more conducive for company or kids or just the flow of people in general. The second change that we made in this space that really opened it up and made it feel larger and more inviting is getting rid of a half wall that used to be right here. So there was a wall that used to come to about where I'm standing right here, and then it continued as a half wall to the end of this wall with some spindles on top. It was clearly something from the original house that is no longer needed. Our plan for this room right here is to not make it a bedroom, but more of a flex area with the living space. So our plan is to put double doors here so you can have it as a bedroom or a guest room if you need it like that, but you can also open up those doors and have the living space expanded for entertaining, or maybe you have kids and you want to have a playroom that's behind closed doors so the mess is out of the way. So I think having this as a flex room versus a standard bedroom will be a lot more usable for us, but also future homeowners in the future. So you're not seeing those double doors yet, but that will be in phase 2. We'll be adding that soon. So come with me to the kitchen and I can explain a little more about what else we did to kind of modernize the space. So one of the big things that I think made a huge improvement is we scraped all of the popcorn ceilings throughout both the kitchen, living space, dining room for a smooth finish on the ceiling. So it looks a lot better. The popcorn to me is just so claustrophobic and really gross when it gets dirty. So doing this makes it really light and bright and airy. We did the same thing on the walls. So out here you'll see that it's just a smooth finish. We painted it with a semi-gloss. In the kitchen, we did the same thing, but we actually also did applied wall molding to make some of these blank walls have a little bit more character. So that's what you're seeing here and also on the wall behind you over there. The kitchen to me is really special. I was able to really tap into my creativity and lean into some of the things that I really enjoy. So the first thing that we did was there used to be a cabinet wall basically right where I'm standing that closed the kitchen off from the rest of the living space. Back in the day, they had really small kitchens that were separate from everything else. So this used to be the kitchen, this area over here used to be the dining room. But with our modernized floor plan, we wanted to make it more open and inviting for everyone to be able to still interact if they're in the kitchen cooking or preparing a meal with the living space as well. So by taking that wall down, we were able to update the layout and make it a lot better for home buyers and for us today. So the first thing we did was we created this cook zone on this back wall right here. So what I love about this is as soon as you walk into the room, this is where your eye goes. Your eye always goes to the hood. It's a focal point of the room. So this was the perfect place to put the cook zone. So you've got your range in the center with countertop space on both sides for prep area. It's not the largest kitchen in the world, but we tried to make it as efficient as possible. So that's here. And then as you continue onto the window wall, anytime I have a window, if there is the ability to put a sink under it, I've got to do it. I love being able to sit here, wash the dishes, and look out on the beautiful pool in the distance. Even though I'm doing something that I don't like, at least I can look out and think about, oh, once I'm done with this, maybe I can jump in the pool. That probably comes from me being the cleaner in my family. I like to put the sink in an area that you've got a nice view. So we did the sink here, and for my clean zones, I always do a trash pullout with a dishwasher on either side of the sink. And this is really functional. You know, you think about, okay, I'm washing my dishes, I clean the dishes in the trash, and then I put it in the dishwasher. It makes a lot of sense, and obviously the trash pullout and the dishwasher can interchange totally fine. In this kitchen, I really love to have the trash pull out next to the range. As you're cooking, if you have things you need to throw away, you can put it in the trash can. It's right there, easily accessible. I don't have to walk all the way around the kitchen to get to it. So love that. Moving on to more of the design aspects of this kitchen. For me, I love the color blue. You've probably noticed throughout the house that you've seen so far, I have blue in a lot of my decor. To me, it's a neutral. I really, really love it, and I wanted to use a soft blue in the kitchen. I didn't want it to be jarring, and I didn't want it to take away from any of the other aspects, but enhance them. So if you look at the marble, there's a lot of undertones in this marble, and for me, I felt like if we could use a blue, it would kind of bring the blue tones out of the marble. I love this stone so much. It's really, really beautiful, and I think the blue complements it really well. In addition to that, I wanted to kind of balance the cool of the marble and the blue with some warmer tones as well, because as you can see, I have a lot of really warm interiors. A lot of my furniture and accessories are creams and browns, a lot of that. So I wanted to make sure we were bringing in that warmth that you see throughout the house also in the kitchen. So you'll see in the pendant lights, in the hardware for the cabinets, on the sconce lights, even here at the kitchen sink, all of the hardware in the kitchen is really warm. So we use an unlacquered brass for both here and the cabinet hardware and the sconce lights, and that is inherently super warm. It grows with time, it has a patina to it, really, really beautiful. And on the kitchen sink, we went with a polished nickel, which the same way, it's a more of a silver finish to the eye, but the undertones of it are warm, so it kind of speaks to that as well. And that again ties in the rest of the house. The floors are warm, the paint color is warm, and it makes the kitchen go with that really well. So for the backsplash, I went super, super simple because I did not want that to stand out. To me, the things that stand out in this kitchen are the countertops and the fixtures, and I wanted the backsplash to just blend into the background, so we went with a very simple and timeless subway. And in general, I think that, you know, the vibe of this kitchen is my style to a T, my design aesthetic, which is timeless, but also fun. You know, I like to dress that way. I like to decorate my house that way. I don't want to be changing things every 5 years, every 10 years. I want to be happy with it for a really long time. And I think this kitchen, whoever lives here next will be happy with it for a very long time.